This is Horace Caton, who wrote Black Metropolis. And I was his research assistant when he came back to University of Chicago to work on his book about Richard Wright. And being able to work with him introduced me more to the world of the early black sociologists.
Want some content? I got hot shit, but I'ma leave it to Messy B to gossip. Smash the like button, drop some comments, share this video, shout out to my subscribers. Let's get it on the next episode. Swahili TV, it's the Megaphone with Russell Norman. Support the channel.
Name of Abena Jones. She is the woman that founded ETA Theater.
ETA.
Okay.
I'm show folk alone.
So,
I love her.
ETA was, and Abena were very instrumental in me getting interested in the cultural arts piece.
Wow.
And what that meant and how it related to our struggle overall. And through that, then you get to meet Oscar Brown Jr. and people like that.
Yeah.
And you get to hear them talk. You guys are in meetings together. You're brainstorming together. You're working together. So Abena taught drama for me in the Cook County Jail. Okay? And they put on plays.
Talk about
She
drama.
talked about, so that the women were able to get connected in that way. So everything was everything in a very real way. You got to interact like that. I used to hear in the morning I listened to the radio and T.L. Barrett would come on the radio playing gospel. And I got the idea to have a gospel choir at the jail. And I contacted him. He didn't know me from Adam. I just listened to him on the radio.
No pun intended.
And I called him and told him what I was doing and said I wanted to start this gospel choir. And I thought he was so amazing and he was this and that and other. And he said, okay. And came and did it.
No one was turning you away, which is great because that's what the synergy
I got some turndowns, trust me. Oh, yes. Everything didn't run like that, but enough things did.
Right, that's what
Enough
matters.
things did. And you could build on those things.
Yeah.
And they led to other things and other people. And you supported other people in those things. So Abena and Oscar Brown Jr. and they started doing a black soap opera. I don't know if you've ever seen this, called Bird of the Iron Feather. You can see it on.
Never heard of that.
Oh, Google it, Bird of the
Okay,
Iron
I'm
Feather.
gonna look for that. Yeah.
And WTTW did not want to run the show. Okay, they didn't want to do the show. So we get together and we go there and we protest,
Of course.
So everybody supported each other's things, so it eventually did get on, But we would show up about whatever it was, whether it was a construction site or a soap opera, or somebody that got fired because they wore dashiki to work at the Cook County Hospital, or whatever.
Or a lunch counter,
we would
whatever.
be there to support each other and to show their strength and to show that there was a certain way we wanted to present and to present ourselves. And we did it formally and informally. We did it politely and assertively. We did what we felt like we needed to do.
By any means necessary. And that's funny that you mentioned some of those things. The daishiki at work, that was like the first dreadlocks, man.
Exactly. I remember the guy coming to the meeting because we used to meet on Saturdays at Parkway Community House, which was on 67th Street. And I remember him saying that he had got fired from his job for wearing the dashiki. We actually went to his job.
That ain't gonna help, is it? You gonna get him fired for something totally different.
No, he was already fired.
Oh wow, they fired him.
They had fired him for wearing the dashiki. Oh no, we got him his job back.
What did they say?
They said you can't wear that here.
No warning. You can't wear that, so go home.
Out.
You out.
Because he said, I'm wearing what I want to. They said, well, they're not here.
I got kicked out of school because I was growing dreadlocks back in '93 by Dean Michael Hughes, a black man kicked me out of school. St. Martin de Porres used to be Mendel on 111th and King Drive. And that, look at my dreads now, that just emboldened me, you know? So I remember that. I've experienced losing jobs because I had natural hair. So, man, it's always that. It's a struggle, huh?
The code of ethics, see, we called our bosses and made them come to the FORCA, and we told them how we were going to work from that point on. What we were going to do and what we were not going to do.
Of course, this part of your research.
And I was trying to see if I could find the code of ethics that we handed out to them so I can show it to you.
Let's see, public safety.
These are the chapters.
Black power. I was going to ask you a question about that. The spirit of the times. Man, it's going to be a great book. Do you know what you're going to call it yet?
What does it say at the top of that?
Our Bag, the Catalyst Story.
Our black bag, just a black bag was our logo.
Okay.
Not in one of these, it's in another one.
Okay.
And I don't want to hold you up, so
Oh, no, that's cool.
I'll find it and give you one of them.
Okay. And I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions, okay?
All right.
And then you just tell me, you know, whatever you like for the answer. Right over here. Okay, so tell me some things about you. I'm just gonna rattle off some questions, and you just answer them however you feel.
All right.
Okay. Tell me, ever married?
Yes. And I have a daughter, Nia Malika.
Okay.
And she was the source of many things I got into. You know, every part of your life leads you to something else. So during the time that she was born, me and my friends were having kids, and we don't see a suitable location for them for school and for childcare or for anything that we thought was in keeping with our lifestyle. So that was one thing. When you asked me, are there other things that I'm really proud that I got started? One of them was Ujima.
Ujima.
That was our school.
Okay.
And of course, you know, there's collective working responsibility.
Because
So
when you
we
said
parents,
Nia.
right, we parents got together, and I called a meeting of everybody I knew that had kids around the same age, and we started a school called Ujima. And it was now you get to the vegetarianism. It had a vegetarian diet because a lot of the people in the group didn't, you know, we were vegan, so vegetarian, so we wanted that. It had a very Afrocentric curriculum, music, books, all of that. And we started our own school. At the same time, another group of people, because you got these schools started everywhere. You got the Institute of Positive Education, you got Shua Yawatoto on the west side, you got independent schools where people want to start raising their kids, knowing from Jump Street who they are, whose they are,
Right.
learning particular kinds of music and all of that. You know, and it's interesting to see how they've continued this in their lives, you know, from that point. But starting in Ujima was really great. And some of the parents at the Center for Inner City Studies, they started a grammar school called Blyden as well. So my daughter went from Ujima to Blyden. She never went to a regular school till like the 7th grade. By regular, I mean the Chicago Public Schools school. She never went to one till the 7th grade.
Right.
See, now Betty Shabazz and those schools go all the way up.
Yeah.
And they've got other independent schools. But
Not
we
back
were starting, right, not then.
They wouldn't let us probably.
Trying to, and the other thing is, we have to totally pay for them ourselves. So there was no such thing as you can start a charter school and get the money from CPS like they do nowadays.
Right.
No, we had to pay the cost to be the boss. So we had to raise our money, pay our teachers, all those things on our own to have a school like that.
The very definition of Kuji Chagalia.
Exactly, it was being self-determining,
Yeah.
working together, and really trying to make certain that the product we wanted we got. Because part of our philosophy is you can't expect your enemy to educate your kids.
Exactly. Well, why don't people know this? why don't people know this? And this is, of course, way before all the homeschooling programs and
that's what
everything like
you can
that.
see the importance of it now, because you see now all over the country them trying to go back and take everything out of the schools that we fought to get in terms of the proper curriculum, the real history of this country, the real everything. They going back.
Right.
Okay, they going back. All those monuments they took down of all those defeated Confederates, they putting them back up. Okay, everything that we fought for, we have to always keep fighting for. Whatever you fought to get, you better fight to keep.
And everything you telling me about your life, every stage you fought for something and you kept it going. And you mentioned something. Speaking of defeated Confederates, what's your thoughts on Trump 2024, if any?
I think that it lets people know that you might be able to change people's behavior, but you haven't necessarily changed their minds. That there was a lot of still hidden, very strong racist behaviors that were just waiting for somebody to bring them out and indulge them. And he strengthened people who have those kind of beliefs, made them feel that they have some agency, made them feel that somebody can represent them and represent their thoughts and ideas in a way that has them feeling uncommonly strong, even if he is counter to the things they believe. If they say they evangelical Christians, and he has the most unchristian-like behavior ever, they still gonna vote for him. If they law and order, but he's a convicted felon, they still gonna vote for him. So, it seems as though their racism is so strong that it'll overcome almost anything.
You're right. And so, can you just give some insight about the other side of the coin, which is President Biden? Can you please tell us about that? Because one thing that comes to mind is them super predator comments.
I'm sorry.
The super predator back in the day, he said black men are super predators.
Oh, well.
And Hillary Clinton
I wouldn't
continued
agree
that.
with such a thing as that. And I think, it's very difficult for us to get someone in office that represents us. That we have to make sure that we're fighting to get our points of view across. That we are fighting in a very strategic way for whatever it is that we can get accomplished at the time. Getting everything we want is not usually something that we've been able to accomplish, but it doesn't keep us from fighting for those things and determining for ourselves who we are. We know who we are.
I know who I am.
But we also know the challenges that we have within, and we would be foolish not to talk about that, and to talk about the ways that we have to protect ourselves and each other in our neighborhoods and our communities, so that our children don't grow up with the trauma they're growing up with. Because I might have grown up in the South with some traumas associated with race, but I was never afraid to walk down the street. I was never scared I was going to get killed in my house or on the playground or anything like that. And this is a challenge of the moment.
Right.
And it is a challenge that we have to take up, that we cannot expect anyone else to do but us.
Exactly. Tell me something no one knows about Dr. Carol Adams that you've never said before.
I don't even know what that would be. I talk a lot. So I tell everything. And if there was something no one knew, it would be because I didn't want anyone to know it. So I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. I don't want to know. Keep it to yourself, Doc. Okay, so if someone asks the ultimate message from you, just it doesn't have to be about womanhood or race or anything, just about life, some wisdom from the illustrious Dr. Carol Adams. What would that wisdom be for people out there?
I think that on a very personal level, I would say to people to really follow their joy in terms of what they want to do and how they want to do it. Some work that gives you some sense of being able to follow your own purpose and what you are about. I would say collectively, it can't just be about you. The Ubuntu spirit is what really represents us and me. I am because we are. Okay, and that we've got to always look at ourselves in association with our collective and look at ourselves as people who lots of blood, sweat, and tears, like they say in the Negro National Anthem, we have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come after the blood of the slaughtered. We have things to do, and we've got to keep on moving in that trajectory toward our own liberation. You know, don't think you got it. And often when we think we're there, we relax. Again, not understanding that there's really no relaxing for us. There's lots more to overcome and then to keep. And so Alucha continue.
Say that last line.
The struggle continues.
The struggle continues.